The communication arrived. At 9:47 a.m. 2. Refined for deception. To rehearsed for sincerity. Hello, Mr. Stone. This is Aria from Eternal Unions. I just wished to confirm that your wife's invitation to her sister's nuptials has been revoked. Additionally, she requested we retain the $50,000 down payment you provided. Silence then, her voice again cautious, hesitant. But sir, you are not the groom. I gazed out the glass partition of my executive suite, where the city center of Melbourne pulsed like a vital organ I had long ceased to perceive. My reflection hovered in the window. Still, keen, composed, no, I stated, I am not. Then I stood serene in control. Cancel the entire matrimonial event, she gasped. But sir, I own the establishment, the culinary service, and the hotel chain they reserved. I terminated the communication and stared at my portable device for an extended period. The betrayal did not commence with that exchange. That was merely the reverberation it began 6 months prior, insignificant details. A secondary cellular phone, she claimed, was for professional emergencies. A peal of laughter, too boisterous, when she presumed I wasn't attentive, a falsehood so subtle it felt like fine fabric. I wasn't aware you were present. I believed her because I desired to. I had constructed her a universe, not merely a dwelling, a universe of polished marble floors, imported tranquility, meticulously planned weekends with specially chosen culinary experts, transported for dinner gatherings. She ceased attending, she asserted weariness, claimed she required personal space, but never indicated her departure, and yet she was never truly engaged with me from the outset. Then her sister became betrothed. Suddenly she reanimated, indulging in retail therapy, laughing, spending late nights planning with the bridal consultants. Except she wasn't collaborating with them, she was strategizing around me, and I continued to provide $50,000 here at 5-star location, their confectionaries for visiting attendees, private chefs, bespoke floral arrangements flown in from Kyoto. She was unaware I was the unacknowledged associate behind every supplier. She never inquired. I did not confront her. I observed her. The deceptions weren't overt. They were calculated, cautious, like someone navigating an existence they were not destined to inhabit. So, I traced the untruths backward, one particularity at a time. I commenced with her sister's fiancé, a charismatic nonentity with counterfeit allure and derivative aspirations, no background, no enterprise, but abundant intimacy with my wife. I did not accuse. I hosted a dinner, solely the four of us. I watched their gazes linger, excessively her laughter too prominent, his touches accidental yet frequent. After the final course, one excused myself to accept a call, then returned 5 minutes later. Their conversation ceased mid-sentence. The subsequent day I had his number. Tracked his calls to her weren't numerous. They were scheduled, identical hours, identical intervals. The cadence of a clandestine relationship. She had sent him a text message the day she feigned a severe headache and missed my investor dinner. Your sister won't suspect I told him I was unwell. See you tonight. I perused it 6 times. Then I submitted a request for comprehensive surveillance. I experienced no fury, just clarity. They met twice weekly, invariably at establishments I owned. I reviewed the recordings. No audio, just bodies to proximate eyes, to familiar, like observing performers, forgetting the camera is still recording. The dossier landed on my desk 3 days before the nuptials. Black leather folder, golden seal, unmistakable inside photographs, activity logs, GPS reports, 1 sonogram image with the due date. Highlighted. My blood didn't boil, it froze, not because she was expecting, but because the biological father was not me. The paternity assessment rested like a conclusive puzzle piece, and I didn't even need to position it, it simply fit. That evening, I returned home early. She was conversing on the phone, whispering, smiling. I entered and placed the folder on the coffee table. She turned. What's... I didn't speak, merely weighted her fingers, opened the leather, and her world collapsed upon itself. She looked up, pale, hollow. I can elucidate, I nodded slowly. I know. And exited the residence. The morning of the matrimonial ceremony, Her sister's planner. Called again, bewildered, frantic. I don't comprehend, the establishment states. We've been cancelled, all the hotels, too. The caterers won't respond. They won't, I affirmed. Why are you doing this? I paused, then answered quietly. I already compensated for everything. That deposit, that was just a preliminary payment. Preliminary payment for what? For the truth. Click. I observed from a distance as the guests arrived to barred entrances. No personnel, no melodies, no reception. Her sister sobbed, her paramour stood futilely in a designer suit. She arrived late, flanked by companions, only to discover nothing remained except a solitary white envelope, no return address inside. The sonogram and a message it read. Congratulations, it's no longer my concern. She telephoned 12 times. I didn't respond. I sat in my executive suite, same glass partition, same vista, different. Individual. She didn't merely deceive, she constructed her deception with my capital within my empire, veiled by my silence. But now, she was exposed not solely to me, but to everyone she had endeavored to impress. There's a distinction between losing someone and realizing you never possessed them. She never truly selected me. She merely accepted what I could furnish. Now, she gets to retain the existence she attempted to build behind my back, just not the foundation, not me. I eradicated her contact information, blocked her incoming communications, and exhaled the type of breath you draw after emerging from deep dark waters. Let her succumb. I am not swimming back.